Hello and welcome to Pirate Reviews, the Pirate Review channel. My name is Shadowbane, and today I'll be reviewing Convoy. Convoy is a tactical roguelike inspired by Mad Max and FTL, in which you cross a wasteland in search of parts for your broken spaceship. Presented in pixel art and set in a future post-apocalyptic setting, Convoy is a squad-based tactical combat roguelike at its core. In Convoy, you start with an MCV and 2 escort units. As you progress through the game, fighting mini-bosses, unlocking new content, and new scenarios, you will unlock new units as well for your next playthrough. The game starts you out with your spaceship taking damage from a solar flare and crash landing on the planet, at which time is your job as the leader of the convoy to go out and find the parts you need to repair your spaceship. I'll start off this review by talking about the map. It's just a very basic, top-down, mostly gray, nothing special map. It's probably the most boring part of this game. As your convoy travels across the map, you'll undoubtedly run into random encounters. This can be privateers and raiders, or a side quest. Someone wants you to go help them out or do something. You'll also notice on the map yellow symbols, which indicate a point of interest, maybe a radio signal, a distress signal, or a large football stadium that you can enter and explore. You may have also noticed the colored hexagons on the map. Those stand for the faction boundaries of the 3 enemy factions you will encounter: the Raiders, the Privateers, and the Corvette. Upon encountering one of these factions, you'll go to the heart of the game, and that is the real-time strategy combat. Once you're in combat, you get to move your escorts, assign targets, and use special abilities such as high explosive missiles or shields on your MCV. There are a few things you need to know about combat. The blue bar is your armor, the red bar is your health. The green dots out to the side is the rank of your escort vehicle. There is also a full melee system in combat, where you can use your vehicle to ram an enemy. This is further amplified by adding a chainsaw or a buzzsaw to the side in your weapon slots. In Convoy, it's all about the tactics. You have AoE missile launchers, EMPs that can knock out your enemy's shields and stun their vehicles, and mines that can be placed on the ground that they'll run into. As combat progresses, the battlefield changes. You may find obstacles in your path, such as mines or buildings that have collapsed over time. Also, these obstacles can be used in your advantage. Simply by EMPing an enemy and letting them run into it is an insta-win. These obstacles are noted by the red exclamation points and skulls on your HUD.
Going east. Awaiting orders. Rolling. Roger that. Captain. Moving. Ready and waiting. Captain. Vehicle reporting. Orders.
At the end of each battle, you get one or both of the 2 resources in Convoy. Whether it's scrap metal or fuel, both are needed for the quest ahead. There are an assortment of vehicles and weapons in Convoy, from heavy tanks with rocket launchers to light gliding vehicles with machine guns. There's an abundance of tactics for every battle and mission. There's also a wide variety of MCVs to unlock, each with their own strengths and weaknesses and equipment.
Sir.
As you progress through the game, you'll run into towns and cities. In these locations, you can stop and rest, repair, buy equipment, and upgrade your current vehicles.
Ready and waiting.
Also, if you're lucky, you may run into a vehicle for sale. This is a boon as it makes all battles easier the more vehicles you have. This is in addition to your MCV. Each vehicle may vary widely. Some will have more support slots, some will have more weapon slots. You use each vehicle's strengths and weaknesses to help you in the battles ahead.
Orders?
As you complete quests and get parts for your ship, you may find yourself running out of inventory space on your MCV. If this is the case, you will have to return to your ship and drop the part off. So far, I've played Convoy for around 20 hours. I've beaten the easy difficulty 4 times.
Sir?
I've also beaten the medium difficulty once. It is quite challenging. The price of the game on Steam is $14.99, and not a bad price for the game you get, and the hours of fun it provides. That being said, for the price, I still feel the game comes up a little short in content.
Sir?
I will probably wait until it's home sale from Steam to pick it up for a cool $9.99. If you're into these sort of games, I encourage you to support the developer of Convoy.
Standing by.
They have put out a high quality product, and in the 20 hours of gameplay, I have yet to see one bug. Now I'd like to talk a little bit more in depth about the upgrade system for your escorts. Here you can also repair the hull and the armor of your convoy. It goes deeper than simply hull or armor though. By selecting a vehicle, you can swap out weapons or add a support module. Also, if you have the scrap required, you can upgrade a variety of subsystems from health to range to maneuverability. After upgrading your units with your scrap, you can then go to the depot and buy fuel for the journey ahead.
Guns ready. Hey! Ready and waiting. Ready. Not a problem. Waiting orders. Orders? Yes, Captain? Reporting.
Progressing through the game is not difficult, as there is no time limit. On the flip side though, the longer you take, the stronger the 3 enemy factions get. By deferring back to the colored hexagon on the map, you can tell an enemy faction's strength. If you take too long and tarry, the game can be quite difficult. You have to return to your ship or to town for repairs very often. This can be very brutal towards the end of the game, as repair costs will soar. The amount of scrap you get will remain steady per fight.
Reporting. Moving out.
Currently in the game, you have the inventory space to hold 4 weapons. If you go over this amount, you will be forced to drop or sell immediately. Like weapons, you are also limited to 4 vehicles. Luckily, all weapons and support modules will be returned to your inventory, assuming you have the spot. After acquiring a new vehicle, you may then return to town and upgrade its weapons, armor, and subsystems. Your MCV subsystems may also be upgraded.
Captain? Waiting orders. Vehicle reporting. Ready.
All things considered, I had a fantastic time playing Convoy. This is definitely a game I'd like to pick up in the future.
Ready.
I found the battles to be challenging and rewarding, and got a nice sense of accomplishment, defeating harder enemies. So far, I've recommended Convoy to several friends,
Moving.
2 of which have picked it up and are thoroughly enjoying it as well. For the last part, I'd like to touch on Game Over. There is permadeath in this game. You do not get to save and reload, start over. One decision, one single decision, can make or break your whole game.
Locked on. Ready and waiting.
Try to be wise in making them.
Orders?
On a side note, I'd like to point out, the hard difficulty setting is extremely challenging. I couldn't get more than 30 minutes into it without dying each and every time, or running out of fuel. Play that at your own risk. This has been Shadowbane from Pirate Reviews, reminding you to support good developers, and remember, we pirate so you don't have to.